Are you ready for fall? I definitely am. I just want to wake up in the morning and stand up and breathe in the nice, fresh, cool fall air. Today's my birthday, and every time my birthday comes around, it just reminds me that fall is almost here. For every video, we play this game where I give an emoji at the end, and if you make it to the end, you get to find out the special emoji, and then I know when you comment that you actually watched the whole video. But today's video is going to be special because it's my birthday, so we're going to have two emojis. The first one's going to be a present, and then you have to watch all the way to the end to figure out what the second emoji is. Are you anything like me? I have this really bad habit that I get up in the morning and I just start working on all this random stuff on my phone, and then I end up forgetting all about breakfast. I move on with my day until I realize that it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I haven't ate anything. So today we're gonna make sure I eat a decent breakfast. We're gonna make some potatoes. My mom bought these little baby Yukon Gold potatoes, which are pretty cute, and we're gonna go ahead and run them under some cold water and scrub them with our hands. It's important to clean off your vegetables with some cold water just to get all the random things off of it, from dirt to pesticides to bugs. You never know. You just want to rinse them all off and scrub them with your hands. I forgot earlier I mentioned it was my birthday, but I didn't even tell you how old I'm turning. I'm turning 25 today. I know you're probably laughing at me now because I just talked about my mom bought these potatoes, and that's because yes, I'm 25 and I just moved back home with my parents this year. I don't know if you could tell by how messy my room was at the beginning, but I've been living out of a suitcase all year. I really haven't been home a whole lot, maybe for a few months, but I have been traveling around to all kinds of random ice cream places, working there, and then making tons of videos, and also trying to just meet you. And between traveling, I wanted to spend as much time with my family as I can because I'm about to move to New York City and start an ice cream place there next year. So I'm thankful in the meantime that I get to spend as much family time as I can, and I get to mooch off my parents. So thank you, Mom, for these potatoes. You want to make sure that your potatoes don't explode in the microwave because since they have so much moisture in them and you heat that up, it'll kind of be like popcorn and they can pop open. You don't want that to happen. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to take a fork, you're just going to pop all these little holes into it, which also sounds really satisfying. I'm going to be really impatient and just use the microwave. Also, I don't understand why people hate on cooking food in the microwave. I don't see any problem with it. So we're going to throw our potatoes into the microwave for a few minutes, and then flip them over for a few more minutes, and then they're ready to go. We're going to try something new today. Normally right now I'd have already cooked my eggs and did scrambled eggs and just dumped them on top of these smashed up potatoes. So it's kind of just like a baked potato with eggs on top. I know it sounds weird, but it's actually really good. But I'm kind of feeling crispy today, so I think we're going to try to crisp up these potatoes. So I'm just going to pour some olive oil in a pan and then heat that up and then smash all these potatoes. And we're just going to drop them in and see if we can get them to be crispy without being too oily. Hey, you're still here. Normally by now I thought that you might actually click off because why would you care about watching me make breakfast? But you're still here, and I just want to say thank you for that. And also, we're making breakfast because today we're about to go make a bunch of ice cream cakes at this ice cream place that's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes from me. So we got to drive all the way there. So before I went, I wanted to make sure I ate a good breakfast so that I could really enjoy my time there and not feel lightheaded and hungry the whole time. It's going to take a few minutes for our potatoes to crisp up, but I just think it's mind-blowing that there's a 90% chance that you don't subscribe to me. And I never ask you to subscribe, but it is my birthday, so if all the days that you would decide to subscribe to me, it'd be extra special if that was your gift to me today. So if you're not, I would appreciate it so very much. I know. I just cracked an egg with one hand. It looks impressive. I promise you it's way easier than you'd ever think. Just look up like a few YouTube videos, like tutorials on how to do it. I promise it's not that hard. I had someone show me how to do it from watching like a cooking show when I was a kid or something. I did it a couple times. It was kind of hard at first, but then once you do like 2 or 3 eggs with one hand, you're like, this is easy. And it's like riding a bike. You'll never forget how to do it again. We're making what I like to call lazy scrambled eggs. You don't like beat them up before you put them in the bowl. You just crack them into the pan and just stir them up with a spatula. And as they cook, you just keep stirring them. It's not the best way to make scrambled eggs. They don't taste like amazing or superb because it's really just eggs and some oil. But it gets the job done. I'm not trying to make a 4-course meal. I'm just trying to make a quick breakfast for myself. To my surprise, these potatoes are actually getting pretty crisp. So I'm excited. This is working a little bit, but I think they're definitely going to be pretty oily. Not only am I going to make ice cream cakes today, I also want to find some time to make myself a birthday cake. So I need to get on that as well. But there's only 24 hours in a day, so we'll see how far I get in this video. Finally, our breakfast is all done, so let's throw these scrambled eggs on top of these potatoes so we can chomp this all down and hurry pick it in the car and make our way to Modern Cone. Yes, that is another giant watermelon. My family, we bought 4 of them last time, and I made a video of me cutting the one that we ate before this one. But If I had to, I'd make a video of me cutting a watermelon every few days because we eat so much watermelon. Mainly me, though. We have a 40-minute drive to go to Modern Cone, so I'm going to catch up on all the drama that's going on with Big Brother because I'm a huge Big Brother fan, but with my new life of making tons of ice cream and tons of videos, I don't really have much time to keep up with it anymore, so I try to listen as much as I can on my downtime. If you don't know what Big Brother is, it's pretty much just a reality game show that you can watch 24/7. There's always cameras rolling, and these people are always doing stuff. Hey, we finally made it. So we're going to slap down our giant tub of ice cream. Once we get that in here, we're going to spin it around so that the blade cuts all the cardboard around the ice cream, and then we can slide our wire through it, get a nice clean slice of ice cream. If you ever did pottery in high school, this is just like the wire tool that you use to cut off a giant chunk of clay from your big block. This one's really tough to cut through just because there's so much like chunks of toppings in here. Like you can see them, all the peanut butter stuff. Oh, we just broke that. I hope we're all good. Look, it's on the ground. You see it? Well, there's no more handle on this guy. Hopefully they can fix that because my bad. What a great guest we are. We come in, we just start using their stuff, and now we are breaking their stuff. I'm sorry, Chelsea. Fun fact, I think decorating cakes is so much fun, but baking cakes is kind of annoying. It takes a long time, and for what? It's not even satisfying. It's not fun. You're mixing some stuff together in a bowl and then dumping it inside of a pan and then throwing it inside of a hot box. And then it bakes and makes a cake. I don't know, it's just not that fun to me, but I like the process of decorating. So with ice cream cakes, it's nice because you get to skip all of the baking part, all of the boring stuff, and get right to the fun, which is decorating. Since the cake is already the right size that we need, we're trying to cut the ice cream down to be the right size. So I just took this giant spatula and I'm just chopping all around this ice cream. It doesn't have to be clean and perfect because we're going to cover this all up with soft serve in a second anyway. We're just trying to chop all the way around. I'm not a huge fan of chocolate ice cream, but this chocolate and peanut butter ice cream looks so good right now. I don't know. Everyone always asks, like, when you make ice cream, do you want to eat it? Yes, I always do. I never get sick of ice cream. It's been almost 10 years, and I'm still not sick of it. And right now, I really just want to take a bite out of this chocolate and peanut butter ice cream. Now that we've finally cut all the way around, we need to go ahead and pop the rest of this off. I'm pretty sure there's like a right way to do this. I don't think this is the right way to do it, but it's fine. I'm just going to make it work. That's one thing that's funny about when I work at these random places is I get the gist of what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know the proper like procedures and like order of steps that I'm supposed to do things. So most of the time I just wing it, just make something up, and I still get the job done. I do it right. So it's not that big of a deal, but it's just kind of funny whenever they see me doing stuff. They're like, what are you doing? So we're just going to take our giant chocolate and peanut butter donut and just squish it and throw all of these little pieces back into this giant container of chocolate and peanut butter ice cream. I'm pretty sure I dropped a little piece a second ago, so we're going to have to try to find that because once again, this is not my place. And I don't want to abuse the fact that they're super kind to me and let me make stuff in here. So let's try to clean up after ourselves. Meanwhile, I forget to shut the freezer. Come on, Dylan. I'm just kidding, though. They are beyond kind. They never give me a hard time if I mess something up or whatever. They kind of just laugh about it. They have really good sense of humor here. They have a really unique way of doing ice cream cakes here. So we want to go grab this cake and throw it back in the freezer so it stays nice and cold for our next step. And while we're at it, we might as well throw back the rest of our ice cream into the freezer as well. They wrap all their cakes in soft serve ice cream, which is so different for me because I'm used to wrapping it in white fluffy frosting. And so it's a whole new world here. But it's actually a lot of fun, but it's really difficult to make nice corners. So most of the time I just end up giving up. But we're not just wrapping this in regular soft serve. We're going to make some peanut butter soft serve. So we're going to fill up this whole bowl with a bunch of vanilla soft serve. Then we're going to pour on some nice peanut butter sauce into the middle and then stir this all together. I'm curious, what do you prefer? Do you like soft serve better or do you like a hard scoop better? I think I asked this so many times and everyone pretty much normally says about 50-50 of both. But I'm really curious. Let me know, soft serve or hard scoop? Wow, this bowl looks so cool. I love the way that the star tip on the soft serve machine spun around in a circle and how it all just layered in here like this. It looks so cool. I love the spiral. I'm not really sure how much peanut butter is the right amount of peanut butter, so we're just gonna go ahead and fill up the whole middle because you can't really ever have too much peanut butter. This peanut butter sauce is pretty hot, so we're gonna have to hurry up and mix this up before it melts all the ice cream or the ice cream freezes the peanut butter up. So let's get going. Soft serve is one of the weirdest things to play around with because it's like liquidy, but it's also super thick all at the same time. So it takes a lot to really get it to mix together. And then peanut butter, on the other hand, acts extremely odd when it gets cold. And so it's just a weird combination mix of both of these together. But as you see, as long as you're quick, you can really get to go before it gives you too much trouble. Some would argue you want to mix it up until you can't even tell there's peanut butter in it. But I think it's cool to add a few little pieces of peanut butter still throughout so that when you smooth it out, you can tell that there's peanut butter in there. The peanut butter soft serve is ready, so we're going to slap some of this on top and then smooth it out. You're going to be able to tell the huge difference between decorating with regular frosting and decorating with soft serve. It's a lot harder. The whipped fluffy frosting is so easy to move around because it's pretty much just like air. But this is really, really thick, so it takes a lot of pressure and a lot of force to really get it to go where you want it to. The important tip that I always say is to remember that you're not buttering bread, but you're pushing the frosting as you go. You don't want to scrape your spatula across the surface. You want to push and only touch whatever your frosting is. In this case, our frosting is soft serve, so I only want to be touching soft serve. I want to make sure I'm never actually touching the cake with my spatula. But then we get problems like right here where it wasn't smooth, so it kind of messed up. But this is ice cream cake, so I'm just going to blend this all in and not really mind the fact that I kind of smearing it all together. If this were a regular cake with regular frosting, what you would do is this would be our crumb coat. And crumb coats are meant to be sloppy like this because you're locking in all the crumbs so that when you add your second layer of frosting, it's nice and smooth and clean. It doesn't have any of the crumbs or chunks of, say, ice cream in this case. But for our cake right here, we're not doing a crumb coat or a second layer of frosting, or in this case, soft serve. Because this is just going to be a rustic like peanut butter ice cream cake, we're just going to take our peanut butter soft serve and just smooth it in with the peanut butter ice cream that's on the cake and just make it look cool. I hate trying to make some crisp edges with this soft serve ice cream, so instead we're just going to go and round off the edges and just add this nice cool swirl pattern to the outside. That way you don't have to worry about it looking perfect. You just enjoy and embrace the weirdness of the swirl. I just want to remind you that at the end of the day, this is just food and someone's going to eat it. So you don't have to be a perfectionist. You don't have to make it look perfect. It's okay if you are a person that likes to do that. But if you're the person that keeps beating yourself up because you're still new and you're learning and things just aren't looking perfect, just remember this is a time for you to practice. But at the end of the day, someone's going to eat it. So you don't have to make every single cake perfect. But the part you want to focus on is getting better every time. I know I'm no professional cake decorator, and I don't try to be. I just try to goof around and have fun. It's just ice cream cake. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's funny, when I got here today to make some ice cream cakes, the owner and me were talking about what kind of cakes I would make, and I was like, I don't care, you just tell me what you want me to make. And she said, we're making fall cakes. It's not fall yet, but I don't care. I want it to be fall. We're making fall cakes. And I'm like, I'm right there with you, Chelsea. I absolutely love fall, and I'm so ready for the cold air and some good fall weather. Chelsea asked for me to make fall cakes, and I'm making a peanut butter cake. What better thing to put on top of a fall peanut butter cake than Reese's Peanut Butter Cup pumpkins? I tried to put one of them on top, but it was broken, so I went ahead and just broke it all up and just added some peanut butter crumb dust on top. I think it looked pretty cool that way too. If you haven't noticed, I'm really rusty when it comes to decorating cakes. I used to decorate so many cakes every single week, and now I decorate maybe like 3 cakes a month, if that. Just to put that in perspective for you, there used to be days where I would decorate about 30 to 40 cakes just in one day. And now I decorate a cake maybe 1 to 3 every few months. Now that I just said that out loud, it's kind of sad, you know? For a while, I was really popular online for decorating cakes, but I don't really get to decorate them anymore. So one of my biggest goals is to have amazing ice cream cakes at my ice cream shop when I open it next year. One of the many reasons why I love decorating cakes is for the reason why someone's getting a cake. Think about it. Every special occasion, you get a cake, whether it's a birthday, a wedding, an anniversary, a graduation, or just a party. There's always a reason why someone has a cake, and I just love being a part of and hearing those stories. And I miss that and so much more about just working a regular job and talking to new people every single day, which I don't really get to do anymore. So I'm really excited about opening this shop. It should be open in about May-ish of next year. That's 2022. So crazy. And I just want to thank you guys so much again, because without you, I wouldn't even be able to make any of this happen. And I'm just excited for you guys to get to be a part of it. And as every day we plan and figure things out and more things come together, I'm just so excited because I'm thinking about you in every step of the way. And I can't wait for you to be a part of this beautiful gift that I'm going to give back to you. Speaking of giving gifts, that was our first emoji. It was a present because today's my birthday. And the second emoji of the day, because we're making all these fall cakes, is gonna be the red leaf emoji, the one that looks just like the leaves that I'm putting on this cake right now. It's just a fun game so that I know that you watched the whole video. So throw down both of the emojis in your comment and I'll try my best to respond to all of them. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on my birthday. I appreciate it so very, very much. Now I gotta try to head back home, get my nephew, and make a birthday cake for myself now. Like I said before, if you want to give me a present, all I ask is that you just consider subscribing. Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing day, better than me.